오늘은 지난 영상에 이어서 몽타주 호텔 레지던스 프로젝트에 대해 알아보았습니다. 오늘 영상을 통해 옐로스톤 클럽 1차 프로젝트에 전 세대 100% 분양이 이루어졌다는 것과 투자자들 전원에게 투자금 상환을 완료했다는 소식을 알 수 있었습니다. 2차 프로젝트인 몽타주 호텔 레지던스 역시 광고 없이 입소문만을 통해 완공을 1년 이상 앞둔 현재까지 전체의 49%가 선분양되었으며 호텔 역시 공급을 훌쩍 초과하는 높은 수요로 인해 수익 전망이 매우 밝은 상황입니다. 몽타주 프로젝트의 자금 구조는 개발사 지분 투자 50%, 선대출 35%, 그리고 15%라는 낮은 비율의 EB5 투자금으로 구성되어 있습니다. 필요한 자금이 모두 확보되어 EB5 투자금 모집 여부와 관계없이 프로젝트가 완공될 예정이며 영주권 승인 조건인 고용 창출 역시 초과 달성하면서 영주권과 재정 부분 모두에서 리스크가 통제되었음이 확인되었습니다. 또한 인구 밀도 최하위권인 몬타나주에 위치함으로써 실업률과 상관없이 TEA 자격까지 확보하여 투자자분들께 90만 불로 투자이민을 보장해 드릴 수 있게 되었습니다.
Okay, so because if you buy a condo at our project, then you can get membership at Yellowstone Club. So can I say that's why we already sold 19 condos?
It's a big reason why. Yes, these sales, by the way, are not advertised. You can't. The developer does not have realtors out pushing these. It's all pretty much word of mouth. They have the main clientele come from the West Coast and then New York City. Lots of big tech guys in the Bay Area, as well as Seattle and down in Los Angeles area. You have a ton of Hollywood that's all up there, and then coming from New York. And it's really all word of mouth. The word spreads quickly in these communities about this deal. And the first EB5 project at Yellowstone Club, the money was successfully raised and repaid to the investors on time, February 21st of 2020, and they sold 48 condos for over $400 million in that deal, very similarly. So it's a very unique niche clientele that we're dealing with, and it allows us a kind of unique recession-resistant deal. A lot of these people buying these residences at Montage are existing members buying a second home. They just want to pass a membership down to a second child. They can only pass it to one. So it's quite an experience. I really would, for investors, whether they come before investing or if they wanted to come check it out, after they move to the States, it's quite the sight to see.
Okay. So, Brennan, we all know that EB5 is a risk program. So all the EB5 projects have different risks. So have any of the immigration risks been mitigated with our project?
Yes. So in risk, you're looking at immigration risk and financial risk. On the immigration side, you really, when you file your I-526, you need to worry about your source of funds and whether the project gets approval. Well, we already have project exemplar approval. So you just need to worry about your source of funds, which you mitigate that risk by teaming with a great immigration attorney and a great immigration agency. And they help you with that process. The other side of the immigration risk is creating 10 jobs, which at Montage, we've already created all the jobs for all of the investors. It's a very unique position to be in, investing with all of those risks mitigated up front. Then you're looking at the financial risk. So where are we standing? We already have 19 residences sold for $141 million. We have a $145 million senior loan, construction loan. So we already have the money from the condo sales to be able to repay the bank at the end of construction. Well, we have one more sale and then we will have over $145 million. So that puts us in a very, very safe position because the entire hotel and all the rest of the unsold units are all collateral to the EB5 investors. And so what will happen is the residences, the sales, the money from that will pay back the bank, and EB5 will move into first position on the property. If anything happens to the loan and it's defaulted on, we take over the asset from the developer and we can sell it, run it, do anything that we need to do to make sure that we get the money back from the developer. So we're in a very safe position from an immigration standpoint and from an investment standpoint for our investors.
Okay, that's great. So we understand that the construction hasn't been affected, but what makes Montage unique as the whole world battles COVID-19?
There's a few things that make it very unique, and one of them's timing, honestly. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart. And we have a project that's expected to complete at the end of 2021, which is a time when the world is expecting to have had a mass-produced vaccine by then. And it's also in a place where you have a billionaire and celebrity clientele that is going to have the money to go on a ski trip. And if they want to go on a ski trip, they're going to do it. Versus you're looking at projects in New York, you're looking at projects in Miami. You have to think, are people actually going to make business trips to New York for the rest of this year? Are they, even after the COVID clears up, so many more people are doing things online. Are people really going to be spending that much money to go to Manhattan and do business meetings in the city where it costs you $500 a night for a hotel room, for a cheap hotel room? So we're in a very unique position with a unique clientele that really puts us in a place that is very resistant to recession, is very resistant to the issues coming on with COVID-19. And then on top of that, because we wanted a rural project to assure our investors TEA status, we are also in a place that's not densely populated and has not been hit hard by COVID-19, and we haven't had to stop construction. So overall, we have a very clear path to completion of the hotel. We have not had any delays. We don't foresee any, but if we did, we still are in a very safe position with 50% developer equity behind us. And that's something we've continued to do throughout our last few deals. And it's why we all go to sleep easy at night, knowing that our investors are protected by the structure of our offerings.
Okay, so you were mentioning that our project is located in a rural TA. Why do you think choosing a project located in a rural TA at this point is important?
It's simply certainty. We know that we have a population under 20,000 and we're not in a metropolitan statistical area, so we know we'll be in a TEA. When you're relying on an urban deal with using a high unemployment TEA, you're relying on unemployment rates, and those are fluctuating at a very high pace with COVID-19. So simply put, we just want to provide TEA certainty to our investors. That's why we structured this deal. And we wanted to bring a product in a rural area that could compete with deals in any city in America.
Okay, thank you for your time, Brennan. So we really appreciate it. So before we end this meeting today, do you want to give the investors a summary of our project and why, is our project a good choice at this moment?
All right. Yes, no problem. So from an immigration standpoint, we have exemplar and I-526 approvals, so the project's approved. The 10 jobs are created for all the investors. So we've mitigated the immigration risks that we can mitigate. From the financial perspective, construction remains. It has not stopped. We don't expect it to stop due to COVID-19. And a big part of this is the financing is all fully funded. We have all the financing in place, even without the EB5. We have a bridge lender that has put a bridge loan facility available if we didn't raise all the EB5 money. So we have all the financing for this project. We have 50% developer equity behind us. We're in a very safe position from an immigration and from an investment standpoint.
Okay, great. Thank you again for your time today. I hope this offers some, confidence to our investors into our project. So, okay.
All right. Thank you.
And
very much,
we wish you all the best there.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
두 영상에 걸쳐 토탈 패키지라 부를 수 있을 만한 몽타주 호텔 레지던스 프로젝트에 대해 안내해드렸습니다. 저희 영상으로 투자자분들과 예비 투자자분들이 가지고 계셨을 궁금증이 해결되셨기를 바랍니다. 온누리국제법인은 항상 발빠르고 정확한 소식과 함께 다시 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.